Hey everyone, welcome to another edition of the Happy Leader newsletter. Super excited to have you here today. I want to talk to you about a subject that I've spoken about a lot this week called flexible workplaces. I know this is a very important buzzword you must have heard a lot in the last 12 months since the beginning of the pandemic and WFH, which is working from home. A lot of us are stuck in this new crazy world. We're working in a new environment. A lot of us are spending the majority of our time at home and a lot less time at the office. Now, we've spoken a lot about this, and there's articles written about this. What will happen in the future? And the reality is that we don't know for sure, but I think it would be fair to assume that a part of your work life will now be spent at home. You will not, realistically speaking, be spending all of your time in an office anymore. There's going to probably be a nice, healthy balance of both. And therefore, it becomes incredibly important, whether you're an employee, whether you're an entrepreneur and a leader, that you figure out how to work best in this environment. So I want to talk to you about three very distinct subjects regarding the work from home subject. Number one, engaging your teams. As we go through this pandemic and as we get more information, we are realizing that more and more people are feeling completely isolated. They are not talking about it. Most surveys are showing that employees will not tell their employers, will not tell their managers or bosses how alone they really feel during the pandemic and in this tough situation. And so it's up to you as a leader to make sure that your peers, that the people that work for you are, and even the people that you work for are feeling good or feeling energized or feeling motivated and are not feeling completely alone and completely isolated and stuck in their own little bubble. And so you want to be engaging with these people. You want to be asking them how they're doing, making sure that they actually feel good from a mental health perspective. A second point to that element is really engaging your teams on a cultural level. We know cultures have suffered this year, being away from the office where we could have events and we could have all kinds of things happening, impromptu meetings. It's really more challenging when it's virtual. And so one thing I've been encouraging people to do is go out there and get speakers for your teams. Speakers are costing a fraction of the price of what they used to cost, given that there's no travel and there's so much time saved altogether. There's no cost for a venue. Virtually, you can get speakers for about 10 times less than what they would normally charge. So get out there, get some really cool speakers that could motivate, that could energize, that could educate your team. You can talk about productivity, you can talk a lot about culture, you can talk about all kinds of different things, high performance habits. There are experts for every different subject, some incredible speakers out there. So get those people to engage and work with your teams. Another thing that I really love and I'm encouraging teams to do are these surprise lunches and dinners. Set yourself up where you send your team lunch at around 11:30 on a day before they know it. They have no idea. It's a surprise. The doorbell rings. They have a package. They get this lunch and you have a note there telling them, listen, we're meeting up on Zoom at 12 o'clock. I want you to come and we're going to have a discussion, talk about a few different subjects, but here's a free lunch from the company. We just wanted to get the team together to do some team building. Something else that works really well. Okay, tip number two, the transitions. We are realizing that a lot of people are struggling with the transition between working from home and going from the professional life and jumping into their personal lives. The absolute line has been blurred. It's gray. People are working at all kinds of hours. They're letting their phone calls take over their dinner time. They don't know when work starts, when it ends, because they're always at home. So what you need to do is work with your teams to make sure they have a clear schedule. Make sure they have a schedule of what they're going to work on. The schedule could be different. It doesn't have to be what it used to be. They can have walks into their schedule. They can have workouts in the middle of the afternoon. It doesn't matter. They'll make up the time elsewhere. They're not traveling. They are making up the time right off the bat. And so give them an opportunity to have more flexibility in their day. Make sure that you know when they're aware, when they're available, because that's really important. But give them that opportunity. It'll make a world of difference for them, and it will allow them to transition. Another little trick on that point is using what Cal Newport talks about in Deep Work, which is actually saying out loud, shut down complete when you're done your work for the day, which really tells you, okay, my professional life is stopping, I'm heading into my personal life. And you could take what Brendan Burchard suggests from High Performance Habits, which is actually setting your intention for the next phase of your day. So if you're gonna go in from a high-powered executive going into a high-powered mother, well, you got to put your mindset and get your brain thinking, okay, I'm switching roles, I'm transitioning. I'm going to take a few seconds, about 10 seconds to think this through and then move on. Because if you don't take that transition time, you will carry the weight from your business day into your personal life. And we all know what that does. That makes things incredibly difficult. Tip number 3, and the final tip for today, gear. So I've never spoken about this. I see millions of videos on YouTube. I'm not the expert, but I do realize that having better gear, so better video cameras, better audio, a better setup, is giving employees and team members much better advantage in their days moving forward. And so I would encourage you to find ways, and there's inexpensive ways of doing this, of giving your employees an opportunity to have better equipment. Whether it's a little webcam, which only costs like $75, better audio, some headphones, get them equipped for the work from home environment so they can have better equipment and better tools to go about their day. I can't tell you the number of times I'm getting on Zooms and I see the person has a terrible video camera or the audio is very shoddy. And I'm thinking to myself, if this person would just make a small effort, our conversation would literally be 10 times better. So I would encourage you to help your teams get set up the right way so they can have success in their conversations. You don't know how much it could matter. It could be the simple situation where a key client is talking with one of your team members, and because the video and audio setup is so bad, you actually lose a deal. You don't want that to happen. So give them the opportunity to be well equipped and to have success in what they do. I hope that's helped. I hope you'll share this video with other people that could appreciate it as well. And we'll be in touch soon with another Happy Leader newsletter. Thanks. Have a great day.